First tonight, Donald Trump makes an unprecedented return to the White House. With Republicans in full control, what's next for America as Trump vows to reshape the nation's future? Stay tuned for special coverage in our mission to Washington. This as former President Joe Biden bids a heartfelt goodbye to Washington with a final message urging Americans to stay united. And closer to home, the Prime Minister puts speculation to rest, firmly backing his deputy. We'll tell you the rumors straight ahead. Then in our news at 7:30, all eyes still on Washington. Americans and Bahamians watch closely as Donald Trump sets the tone for his sweeping agenda. See their reaction coming up. Our news live at 7 starts right now.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Donald Trump sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, claiming power in a historic comeback. Americans bid farewell to Joe Biden as Trump takes the helm, with Republicans in full control of Washington, vowing to reshape the nation's institutions. Overcoming impeachments, indictments, and even assassination attempts, Trump prepares to act swiftly in his return to the White House. Hello and welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. 2 months after Donald Trump's decisive victory, he outlined an aggressive agenda that he, as he put it, plans to restore the golden age of America. Jerome Sawyer was there to witness all of the pageantry and politics. He joins us live from a very cold nation's capital tonight. Jerome?
Good evening, Kendino. And certainly you're right. It is a very cold night here in D.C. as the activities are wrapping up. Right behind me, America's 47th President Donald J. Trump has just finished speaking to what can be described as a combination of the inauguration parade and rally. He came to this center late into the evening after a very, very busy day. The theme that has resonated throughout his speech at the Rotunda, as well as his speech here tonight, was America's return to the Golden Age.
With temperatures in the low 20s, supporters and inauguration spectators lined up from before 4 a.m. Monday morning for a chance to participate in a last-minute watch party to witness the swearing-in of America's 47th President, Donald J. Trump. Hours later, as the soon-to-be new president, outgoing President Joe Biden, 3 other former presidents, and other D.C. political notables assembled in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. Over the Capital One Arena, the pomp, pageantry, and politics permeated the atmosphere. Enthusiastic supporters cheered. And booed. as the political players assembled, a testament to the fierce loyalty garnered by the 47th president. For the first time in 40 years, the president and vice president took the oaths of office inside as the freezing temperatures beset the Capitol. The new president coined it Return of the Golden Age of America, wasting no time setting his agenda. No surprise, illegal immigration, with an executive order to declare an emergency at the southern border with full military presence.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country.
A thunderous applause, both in the Rotunda and in the Capital One Arena, as he outlined his plans to restore America's greatness.
And we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly. And nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours. And our golden age has just begun.
His fiery and often controversial inaugural address touched on some areas that could easily impact the Bahamas, good and bad, namely his promises to address inflation, drilling for oil and natural gas, ending the new Green Deal, retaking the Panama Canal, and establishing an external revenue service.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, at this hour, hundreds, thousands of supporters are leaving the Capital One Arena now that the day's activities have officially ended. As we noted much earlier, it's been a very long day. One of the things that the new president just spoke about within this arena was the fact that he is removing America from the Paris Accord. This, as you are aware, is an international agreement which really speaks to climate change. When we speak about some of the issues that the Bahamas will be focusing on as this new president now takes office, that's a prime example. You heard a few of them in that piece just earlier. But again, the next few days, weeks and months are going to be very interesting as the president comes with an aggressive agenda. How that all plays out for the Bahamas, well, we certainly, like the rest of the world, will be watching and waiting to see. For now, in Washington, reporting for our news, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Back to you, Kenino.
Certainly it is, waiting and watching to see exactly what happens. Thank you, our Jerome Sawyer, reporting for us live tonight. And we'll check back in with Jerome coming up in our news at 7:30. But former U.S. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden bid farewell to Washington on Monday, departing Joint Base Andrews after attending the 2025 presidential inauguration at the U.S. Capitol. Before boarding Air Force One for his final flight on the presidential aircraft, Biden addressed the crowd, delivering an emotional farewell. He left Americans with a message of perseverance, urging the nation to remain dedicated to unity and progress.
We're leaving office, but we're not leaving the fight. You're smart, you're skilled, you're passionate. The country needs you again. Let me close where I began, with my sincere gratitude. And I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. I've been doing this for 50 years with the best group of people. Hard to say. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. And I tell you what, the greater honor is being able to serve with all of you.
All right, now we do speak with some Americans visiting the country as well as Bahamians to get their take on today's inauguration. That story coming up in our news at 7:30. And here at home, Prime Minister Philip Davis shooting down rumors that there may be a challenge to the Progressive Liberal Party's deputy leader position. In a post on X, Prime Minister made it clear that he supports the current PLP deputy leader and deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper. His comments came after a political ad appeared in today's edition of the Tribune. That ad includes Transport and Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis and Cooper. While Davis said both Cooper and Colby Davis are doing a great job in their ministries, he also insisted Cabinet is united. And speaking on the sidelines of a groundbreaking ceremony for a multi-million-dollar project on Paradise Island, Cooper said he's very focused on doing the work that matters most to the nation.
There's a time and place for politics. I am very focused on doing the work of the Bahamian people. We're breaking records in tourism. We have more than $10 billion in new investments in the investment space. And as far as aviation is concerned, we'll be making some big announcements real soon about starting some developments with some of the airports across the country. We've laid out a plan in our blueprint for change. We have 2 more years to go, and I will be resolutely focused on the work that the Bahamian people and the Progressive Liberal Party has asked me to perform.
A 24-year-old man is behind bars on charges that he raped a woman on Boxing Day. Prosecutors say Denavco Sweeting sexually assaulted the 19-year-old at her New Providence home. He didn't have to enter a plea to the rape charge when he stood before Magistrate Raquel Wims. Bail was denied, and Sweeting is next due in court on April 25th for a voluntary bill of indictment. And after some 4 decades in the legal profession, Court of Appeal President Sir John Isaacs is saying goodbye to the profession as he heads into retirement. Attorneys, members of the judiciary, and others packed a British Colonial Hotel ballroom for the special sitting of the Court of Appeal that marks his last as president. In his address to attendees, Isaacs said his accomplishments are not solely his own, but the result of love, support, and sacrifices that he's received from others. While expressing confidence the court will continue to be a bearer of justice, he did have this to say as well.
I will not opine on the judicial system, except to say that if the courts are to continue to command the respect of the community, they will have to ensure that complaints of courts starting late and judgments not delivered timelessly are reduced to an irreducible minimum.
Isaac served as a prosecutor before becoming chief magistrate and eventually appointed to the Supreme Court bench. He was then appointed to the Court of Appeal before becoming Court of Appeal president. Justice Milton Evans has been appointed the next Court of Appeal president. Evans says the plan is to maintain the standard.
The delivery of justice is a work which requires a collaborative effort, and the work of the court is most effective when all hands are on deck and working. I take my position at a time when there is no backlog in the Court of Appeal, and the plan is to maintain that standard. So I sound a warning that casual adjournments will not be tolerated. Appeals which are set for trials are expected to proceed unless there are legitimate reasons as to why they cannot be heard. That position has not changed.
All right, now to Grand Bahama, where police are investigating the cause of a house fire. Police say around 2:15 on Sunday afternoon, firefighters and workers from Freeport Power Services responded to the blaze at the home in the Deadman's Reef community. Police press liaison officer for the Northern Region, Chief Superintendent Stephen Roll, shares the details.
Upon arrival, we've met a stone structure, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, fully engulfed in flames. All attempts were made to extinguish the fire to save from damages. However, the residence was fully destroyed by fire.
And investigators here in New Providence are actually looking into what sparked a fire that destroyed a popular bar and restaurant over the weekend. The Bay Restaurant Lounge and Floating Bar gutted in an early morning blaze. Delvato Emanuel spoke to the Bay owner, Anthony Saunders, who says he's already making plans for a comeback.
We closed up Saturday night, early Sunday morning, 2 a.m. Everything was fine. Then I got a call at 6:40 in the morning that the place is on fire.
Behind me is what remains of the popular hangout spot, The Bay, after a devastating fire tore through the establishment over the weekend, leaving behind tons of debris and memories. Restaurant and bar owner Anthony Saunders recalled the moments he heard his business was up in flames.
First, they feel unreal. Maybe they mistaken the location, the place. So I said, let me just come on and really see. It was really the Bay Lounge. And unfortunately, when we came, it was.
The restaurant had only been open at the location for 2 years before it was transformed into The Bay. It was Junction Village. Over the last 24 months, it became a popular spot for entertainers, promoters, and socialites. We even featured a story on the popular spot last April. Today, they have 32 staff members who now face the uncertainty in the wake of the tragedy.
We've been open and closed and just fully renovated. So since we came back from renovation, people have been loving the spot. They really fall in love with the spot.
And that support hasn't wavered. Sanders says he's been overwhelmed by thousands of messages he received on social media. Despite the setback, Sanders is optimistic and determined to rebuild bigger and better.
When I first got this place, I had to tweak this into making it comfortable. But now I feel like I can now really do what I really wanted to do with it and make it even more better for the public and make them fall in love with it all over again.
While they pick up the pieces, Sanders says they have something planned for faithful supporters.
Come and support us this Sunday as we open the Bay Beach side. It's right to the left-hand side of the property. So we're looking to open that Sunday, 1 p.m. Come out, support us. And so we're going to be operating out there until we get this back up and running.
Reporting Faro News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks for that, Delvado. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, saw Jerome there early on, bundled up, him and the entire Mission to Washington team. I just checked, 20 degrees in D.C. right now, with it feels like a 14.
See that?
I
75.
am enjoying that 73 degrees that I see on the screen.
I feel for those guys up there in Washington. And it's going to stay cold.
Yeah,
there's
certainly
a couple of fronts coming through, so that cold air mass is going to be with them for a while. We're going to get a taste of that. There's a front now moving through, so we're going to see some cooler temperatures across the northern islands. But another front is coming middle of the week, and then we have one on the weekend.
I was going to say.
Tell you about that in a bit.
While we wait.
Yeah, 75 degrees and partly to mostly cloudy skies on the outside. The winds are out of the north-northeast now at 60 miles per hour, so it's a little on the breezy side. That's all behind the front boundary. That's just side to the south of us. Feels like temperature is in the low 70s. Temperatures around the islands right now. It is 66 in Freeport, 69 over in Alistown, Bimini, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 70. 73, Great Harbor Key, Nickel, San Andreas, 74, 76 in Governors Harbor. Central Bahamas, 77, Kemps Bay. Then we pick up 76s once again in Georgetown, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Town, San Salvador. Deadman's Key, 78, and into the southeast Bahamas. Temperatures near the 80-degree mark there with 78 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, as well as Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Abrahams Bay, 77, and Matthewtown, Inagua. Your temperature right now is at 79. Satellite radar composite, a lot of moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico as well as the southwestern Caribbean, all associated with the frontal boundary that side, as I mentioned, just to the south of the capital. That front is going to stall, so we are looking for this cloud mass to stay with us. So we're looking at some scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm across the northern islands, but it's going to remain a little bit gloomy for the next several days. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, we catch up with NCAA track and field, and Tim Munnings, yes, that one, is still setting records.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
America's 47th President Donald J. Trump takes office on January 20th. With a decisive victory and clear mandate from the American people, what will his anticipated policy changes in immigration, taxation, climate change, foreign policy, and social reconstruction mean for the Bahamas and the region? Join On the Record with me, Jerome Sawyer, Thursday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. from the nation's capital for a special Mission to Washington.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference, Securing the Future, Navigating Cyber Challenges in Business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025, Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Martinut. Let's do show. The NCAA indoor season continues for Bahamian student athletes, headlined by several program record-setting performances on the track. Wanya McCoy of the Florida Gators was one of his team's top performers at the Corky Classic, hosted by Texas Tech University. McCoy won the first round heat, semifinal, and the final of the men's 60 meters, but it was his semifinal time of 6.53 seconds that left a lasting mark on the Gator record books. Also at the meet, Antoine Andrews of Texas Tech won his semifinal heat of the 60-meter hurdles in 7.52 seconds. The time stands as a new Texas Tech school record and a top 5 NCAA time this season. Shatalia Dorsett made her debut with the Georgia Southern Eagles at the Jimmy Carnes Classic in Gainesville, Florida. The sophomore won the 60 meters in 7.44 seconds, the 4th best time in program history.
The Bahamas Football Association recently announced the selection of Bahamian officials to the FIFA's 2025 International Refereeing List. Evan Jumlis headlines the group of officials accepted as a referee. Prince Aubrey has also been accepted as an assistant referee. Crystal Monique Evans was conditionally accepted as an assistant referee, while Anissa Aubrey was conditionally accepted as a beach soccer referee.
Tim Munnings continues to set new milestones in Masters athletics, and his stacked resume now includes a new title, world record holder. At the DTSB Wolfpack meet over the weekend, Munnings unofficially set a new world record in the Masters 55 to 59 400 meters with a time of 52.04 seconds.
Several pros made their indoor debuts over the weekend alongside our college standouts. Charlton finished second in 7.93 seconds behind Russell's 7.89 seconds. Another Olympic sprint hurdler, Denisha Cartwright, competed at her alma mater. She took first in the 60 meters in 7.24 seconds.
That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as global leaders welcome Trump's inauguration, vowing to strengthen ties. Plus, TikTok back online in the U.S. thanks to President Trump's intervention. And tears of joy as 3 Israeli hostages are freed by Hamas and reunited with their families. The story when Our News returns.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the lives. Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me, Italia Hall, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. World leaders Leaders reacting to Donald Trump's inauguration as 47th President of the United States. Israeli Prime Minister called the U.S.-Israel alliance great, while the Ukrainian president says he sees Trump's return as an opportunity for true peace. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer highlighted the special relationship between the U.S. and the U.K.
I'm sure, Mr. President, that under your leadership, the best days of our alliance are yet to come.
The United Kingdom and the United States will work together to ensure the success of both our countries and deliver for people on both sides of the Atlantic. Since our first meeting in September, the President and I have spoken about the need to deepen and invest in the transatlantic relationship. We will continue to build upon the unshakable foundations of our historic alliance as we tackle together the global challenges we face.
TikTok back online in the U.S. thanks to President Trump's efforts. The app briefly went dark after a U.S. ban was set to take effect Sunday, but with Trump stepping in, promising to save it, service was restored. The company credited Trump for his role in ensuring TikTok's future in the U.S. And 3 Israeli hostages, Romi Gonen, Doron Steinbacher, and Emily Damari, were released by Hamas on Sunday. Overcome with emotion, the women were reunited with their families in a Tel Aviv hospital after months of captivity. Their release marks the first phase of a deal to free 33 hostages in exchange for 90 Palestinian prisoners. The women were captured in the October 7, 2023 attack that left around 1,200 people dead and saw 251 hostages taken. Still to come in our news, today in history. Find out interesting facts about the day that was January 20th. Then in our news at 7:30, amid growing speculation, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis confirms his plan to contest the Killarney constituency in the upcoming election. And the IMF predicts a slowdown in the Bahamian economy, but the Prime Minister says he remains optimistic. What's driving it? Find out when our news returns.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Sasha Lightborn here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow all of the R News social media pages to make sure that you don't miss those top stories from the team you already trust.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
This day in Bahamian history, in 1964, Roger Smith, retired professional tennis player, was born in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Smith played both singles and doubles tennis. As a singles player, he was the highest-ranking Bahamian on the ATP circuit, 96 to be exact. As a doubles player, he is ranked number 73. In 1959, suffragettes called on the governor and presented him with a petition to be forwarded to the Colonial Office in London. Suffragettes pictured at Government House gates are, in the front row, left to right, Doris Johnson, Mary Ingram, G.K. Simonette, and Eugenia Lockhart. In the back row, Mildred Donaldson, Shirley Sands, Madam Willa Mae Saunders, and Marion Stewart. Then in 1979, the Nassau Guardian promoted the visit of Pope John Paul II. On January 25th, the late Pope started his first official visits outside Italy to the Bahamas, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. During his reign, Pope John Paul II made 104 foreign trips, more than all previous popes. In 2012, Senator the Honorable John Delaney, who was Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, accompanied by Permanent Secretary Archie Nairn, toured the new remand court facilities at Her Majesty's Prison. At the time, it was said that the new court would make it unnecessary for prison buses to race through the streets to take prisoners to and from remand hearings at the courts in downtown Nassau. All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now, Berthany McDermott with the latest headlines. Berthany?
Thanks, Kendino. Well, our mission to Washington comes back into focus, and the former Prime Minister reveals his plan to run in 2026. Here are your latest headlines.
It's the beginning of the golden age. First tonight on our news at 7:30, U.S. President Donald Trump gets his second term in office. His first agenda item, immigration. Our news is there with the latest. And as one former president gets his second term in office, here at home, a former prime minister announces his intention to run in the 2026 general election. But will it be with the party he once led? Plus, our own prediction. Prime Minister Philip Davis not agreeing with an IMF report that sees a slowing in the local economy. The nation's chief is on the record tonight. And later, food sustainability. A new after-school cadet program aims to teach unique skills in marine science, animal science, horticulture, and agribusiness. How can your team benefit? Our news live at 7:30 starts right now.
Kendino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets. Unfortunately, termites are common and very unwanted guests that never stop eating. With Struckham, you can enjoy the peace of mind as we protect your investment with our 3-year fumigation warranty. Struckham, #1 in pest control services.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.
farewell to Joe Biden as Trump takes the helm with Republicans in full control of Washington, vowing to reshape the nation's institutions. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Berthany McDermott in for Italia Hall. Our golden age has just begun. America has a new president in the Oval Office tonight. 2 months after a decisive victory, Donald J. Trump was sworn in as America's 47th president today, outlining an aggressive agenda to, as he put it, restore the golden age of America. Our Jerome Sawyer was there to witness all of the pageantry and politics. He joins us live from a very cold nation's capital tonight. Jerome, what can you tell us?
Berthany, first of all, cold is an understatement. It is a frigid Monday night here in the U.S. Capitol, but certainly as the temperatures were low, the enthusiasm was high today as Donald J. Trump became the 47th president of the United States. The day began with the swearing in the Capitol Rotunda on the inside, the first time in 40 years due to the cold temperatures. He then moved on to an inauguration parade and rally here at the Capital One Center. Throughout the day, the message was pretty much the same. All of his policies, all of his executive orders, he said, focused on returning the United States to the golden age.
With temperatures in the low 20s, supporters and inauguration spectators lined up from before 4 a.m. Monday morning for a chance to participate in a last-minute watch party to witness the swearing-in of America's 47th president, Donald J. Trump. Hours later, as the soon-to-be new president, outgoing President Joe Biden, 3 other former presidents, and other D.C. political notables assembled in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. Over at the Capital One Arena, the pomp, pageantry, and politics permeated the atmosphere. Enthusiastic supporters cheered. And booed. As the political players assembled, a testament to the fierce loyalty garnered by the 47th president. For the first time in 40 years, the president and vice president took the oaths of office inside as the freezing temperatures beset the Capitol. The new president coined it Return of the Golden Age of America, wasting no time setting his agenda. No surprise, illegal immigration, with an executive order to declare an emergency at the southern border with full military presence.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country.
A thunderous applause, both in the Rotunda and in the Capital One Arena, as he outlined his plans to restore America's greatness.
And we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly. And nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours. And our golden age has just begun.
His fiery and often controversial inaugural address touched on some areas that could easily impact the Bahamas, good and bad, namely his promises to address inflation, drilling for oil and natural gas, ending the new Green Deal, retaking the Panama Canal, and establishing an external revenue service.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Berthany, even at this hour, you can see thousands of supporters still pouring out of the Capital One Arena where they have been assembled throughout the day, many of them coming from all over America to be a part of this historic event today. One item of note I do want to point out, the president in his address tonight spoke about removing the United States from the Paris Accord. As we know, this is a global environmental accord that is supposed to really impact climate change. The Bahamas, of course, one of those countries that has a keen interest in helping to curb climate change, of course, for obvious reasons. We can only just go back to Dorian and the effects of that. But of course, the next 100 days will be very interesting for the new president, as the Bahamas and of course the United States and the rest of the world will watch to see what this new president does as he sets out to really implement this very aggressive agenda. For now, in Washington, reporting live for our news, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Back to you, Bethany.
Thanks for that, Jerome. Our Jerome Sawyer reporting live for us from D.C. in our mission to Washington. And as all eyes were on Washington, D.C. for the historic inauguration, hundreds of miles away, Americans and residents here in the Bahamas were closely watching the event. Joshua Williams spoke with some of them and filed this report.
Donald Trump has been sworn in as the newest president of the United States. While they were miles away from the action, American visitors and residents were tuned in as Trump was sworn into the top posts. I went downtown today to ask visitors from the United States their thoughts on Trump. Trump's previous stint as U.S. president between 2017 and 2021 had its fair share of controversy. This American visitor telling me she hopes the U.S. president focuses more on his job and less on social media.
I am not necessarily belonging to any one party, but I am not a supporter of Trump. But I hope that he just stays off of the internet and does his job.
Trump not only made headlines for his promise to crack down on illegal immigration, but also for tackling a brief TikTok ban in the U.S.
Yeah, I don't think that's an important issue to be dealt with when there's much larger issues.
It was the aftermath years during Joe Biden's presidency that saw the nation divided, particularly on January 6, 2021, after rioters stormed the Capitol after Trump's defeat. And while this visitor is a Trump supporter, he hopes his country can move forward.
Just excited to be able to, move forward and, continue on, with everything going on. So, yeah, that's what we got to do.
But how does it relate to us whom? A taxi driver tells me he thinks a Trump presidency would benefit our economy.
Things already started to make a drastic turnaround as far as tourism is concerned in the Bahamas. And I think with President Trump back in office, it's going to be a real wonderful time for us here in the Bahamas as well, not only in America. So I think it's a wonderful day in America and indeed the world.
As Trump transitions into office, many are anticipating what his plans will be. They'll no doubt have some effect on the Bahamas. As for what they are, we'll just have to wait and see. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks, Joshua. And as President Trump gets his second term in office, here at home, former Prime Minister Dr. Hewitt Minnis revealing his intention to run in the next general election amid much speculation. Following the crushing 2021 election defeat, the former Prime Minister lost the party's leadership to Michael Pintard. At the party's convention in 2024, Dr. Minnis again lost another bid for leader. While the FNM has yet to ratify any candidates, the former Prime Minister gave the impression that he intends to secure the green light from the party he once led.
Yes, I do. I'm an FNM.
Have you got the tap on the shoulders yet?
No, nobody tapped me on my shoulder, unless you want to tap me on my shoulder. But no, nobody tapped me on my shoulder. I don't know exactly what that meant.
The party has seen a divide coming out of the last election, with a faction supporting Pintard and another faction supporting Dr. Minnis. We asked him if he believes the contentious history will impact his chances.
I've always said to you, I answer to the people. Right? People guide me, and God guides me, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the International Monetary Fund is predicting a slowing in the Bahamian economy, but the Prime Minister is saying otherwise. A recent IMF report says while inflation is on the decline, the cost of living remains high. But the nation's chief telling us his government will ensure the economy continues to grow.
All right, we have our own predictions.
We don't see a slowing down in the economy right yet. There are some headwinds for us, but it's not in the economy. It is the obligations that have been incurred over the years that is holding us back.
While highlighting the remarkable post-pandemic recovery in the economy, the International Monetary Fund also noted that growth is slowing. That's according to its concluding statement after its 2024 Article 4 consultation with the Bahamas. It says inflation is now modestly negative, but the cost of living remains high. Prime Minister Philip Davis, however, disagrees with the assessment. The IMF also welcomed the remarkable recovery in tourism and the economic activity following Hurricane Dorian in 2019 and the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite this, the Prime Minister said the plan is to ensure the Bahamian economy continues to excel.
We see the observations made by them, but we'll ensure that we continue to ensure that our economy grows and not slows.
The IMF added that elevated public debt, structural bottlenecks to growth, and high exposure to natural disasters continue to pose significant challenges and called for sustained efforts to address these challenges. The IMF also says the government has maxed out its legal ability to borrow from the central bank as of October 2024, due to an increased reliance on the funding source with private capital sent elsewhere. To that, the Prime Minister said this.
Again, that's another issue between the fiscal authority and the monetary authority, and we're dealing with that as well.
Well, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson joins me now with the latest. Good evening, Greg.
Thanks, Neil. Rather comfortable night expected. We don't have that cold air mass reaching us just yet. There's a front just to the south of us. We'll show you that in a satellite picture. But temperatures are in the low to mid 70s right now on the mostly cloudy skies. The winds are now out of the northeast at 17 miles per hour, so it's a breezy night. Field slight temperature is at 73 degrees. Satellite radar composite showing massive clouds associated with that frontal boundary across the area. That's going to really stay parked as that front remains stationary across the area. And we do expect two more fronts, one by the middle of the week, the other one by Saturday. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast as to look up.
Still to come on our news, a man accused of 2 murders and an attempted murder finds himself behind bars. We've got details from his arraignment today. Plus, public safety. After a fire destroyed a stall at Arawaki, the Agriculture Minister is encouraging safe practices. And the Ministries of Agriculture and Education launching a new after-school cadet program. We'll tell you all about it when our news returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
America's 47th President Donald J. Trump takes office on January 20th. With a decisive victory and clear mandate from the American people, what will his anticipated policy changes in immigration, taxation, climate change, foreign policy, and social reconstruction mean for the Bahamas and the region? Join On the Record with me, Jerome Sawyer, Thursday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. from the nation's capital for a special Mission to Washington.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigating cyber challenges in business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
A man accused of 2 murders and an attempted murder has again been arrested. Prosecutors say Jericho Bowe breached the conditions of his bail on multiple occasions in 2024 by failing to check in with police. Bowe denied violating his bail conditions at his arraignment today. Bowe, who has 2 prior bail violation convictions, was sent back to prison to await his March 12th trial. Bull, also known as Sparky, is charged with the murder of Andrew Mackey and the attempted murder of Dentry Williams on April 4th, 2022. He's also accused of the April 30th, 2022 murder of Arison Pratt. Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell says his ministry does not have direct oversight of the areas where two recent fires destroyed stalls, one at Porter's Key Dock and the other at the Bay Restaurant behind Arwa Key. Campbell, who spoke on the sidelines of a memorandum of understanding signing between his ministry and the Ministry of Education Monday, expressed sympathy for affected vendors and emphasized the need for improved safety practices.
It was a very unfortunate situation in the Awaki area with the fire that took place. Where the fire took place does not fall under the remit of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, but nonetheless, you know, devastation is devastation wherever it happens, and we encourage everyone to practice safe methods when handling any sort of material. We know that the flammable material, we know that the fire that happened on the Porter's Key Dock the other day was as a result of a welding accident that went bad.
The Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister says also announced plans to electrify Porter's Key Dock, a long-awaited upgrade aimed at preventing similar incidents.
The Minister of Energy and myself and we had a conversation because we are feverishly looking to move forward with the electrification on the Porter's Key Dock. That is also something that is a long time coming, and those vendors can look forward to seeing us in the very near future, perhaps even this week.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, some of our top names in collegiate track and field set some school records, and we catch up with the latest Bahamian FIFA certified match officials.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the lives.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama. Join me at Talia Hall every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The NCAA indoor season continues for Bahamian student athletes, headlined by several program record-setting performances on the track. Wanya McCoy of the Florida Gators was one of his team's top performers at the Corky Classic hosted by Texas Tech University. McCoy won the first round heat, semifinal, and the final of the men's 60 meters, but it was his semifinal time of 6.53 seconds that left a lasting mark on the Gator record books. His new personal best placed him third all-time on Florida's program all-time leaderboard. He was also a member of the 4x400 meter team that ran 3 minutes, 2.80 seconds, the 7th fastest time in program history. Also at the meet, Antoine Andrews of Texas Tech won his semifinal heat of the 60-meter hurdles in 7.52 seconds. The time stands as a new Texas Tech school record and a top 5 NCAA time this season. Shatalia Dorsett made her debut with the Georgia Southern Eagles at the Jimmy Carnes Classic in Gainesville, Florida. The sophomore won the 60 meters in 7.44 seconds, the 4th best time in program history, and she also finished second in the 200 meters in 24.16 seconds, also 4th all-time in the Eagles record books.
The Bahamas Football Association recently announced the selection of Bahamian officials to the FIFA's 2025 International Refereeing List. Evan Jumlis headlines the group of officials accepted as a referee.
We've seen a tremendous growth, especially now, and even in our domestic league. We only had like two really senior referees. Now we're up to like 5, so that's a goal, even if maybe 3.
Prince Aubrey has also been accepted as an assistant referee.
The goals that I have in mind, I want to get to a Gold Cup, which is the highest level of competition in our region. And once I get there, everyone wants to go to a World Cup, but it's stages, so you have to get to a Gold Cup in order to get to a World Cup.
Crystal Monique Evans was conditionally accepted as an assistant referee, while Anissa Aubrey was conditionally accepted as a beach soccer referee. Officials with conditionally accepted status will need to meet additional requirements outlined by FIFA in order to fully qualify for the roles on the international list. BFA executives said the recognition highlights the growing presence of Bahamian referees in international football.
Tim Munnings continues to set new milestones in Masters athletics, and his stacked resume now includes a new title, world record holder. At the DTSB Wolfpack meet over the weekend, Munnings unofficially set a new world record in the Masters 55 to 59 400 meters with a time of 52.04 seconds. The former Olympian made history last year for the Bahamas at the 2024 World Masters Track and Field Championships in Gothenburg, Sweden. He won gold in the men's 55 plus 400 meters in 53.05 seconds and bronze in the 200 meters in 23.83 seconds.
Several pros made their indoor debuts over the weekend alongside our college standouts. At the aforementioned Corky Classic in Lubbock, Texas, the 60-meter hurdles was a showdown between world record holder Devin Charlton and 100 meters Olympic champion Masai Russell. Charlton finished second in 7.93 seconds behind Russell's 7.89 seconds. Another Olympic sprint hurdler, Denisha Cartwright, competed at her alma mater, Minnesota State Mankato, in the Bearson Gattier Classic. She took first in the 60 meters in 7.24 seconds.
That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. We didn't miss anything, right? Nothing else really important happened today?
No, everything in the north.
North remembers. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, a new opportunity for 10th and 12th graders in the agriculture field. Find out why organizers have been working on the program for more than a year. And cloudy skies outside the RNews studios, but will it last the rest of the week? Well, Greg Thompson is back with the answer. That's coming up when our news returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorsett of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send...
We have a frontal boundary that now moved into the central Bahamas, leading edge of that. A lot of cloud mass behind that will continue to keep us under some cloudy conditions. A couple of isolated showers along with that, but most of the activity staying in the Florida Straits, even a couple isolated thunderstorms. And then we have a low pressure system that's developing in the Gulf of Mexico. That will actually drag another frontal boundary on into our area by Wednesday, Thursday time frame, and then we expect a front by the end of the week. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that frontal boundary still sagging across us, stationary throughout the remainder of the night and into tomorrow. And here comes that big batch of weather. That's the one that we expect to bring us good chance for some showers, possibly even some isolated thunderstorms by middle of the week. Small craft caution for the northwest Bahamas. Winds northeast tonight, but they become more east to southeast tomorrow. 10 to 15 knots seas, 2 to 4 feet, but up to 5 feet at long Atlantic exposures. For the central and southeast Bahamas, caution fly for you guys down there as well. East to southeast flow 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we will keep things rather cloudy tomorrow, but that second front coming in on Wednesday give us an increase in some showers. Get a break on Thursday. Here comes the other front for the weekend. More showers in the forecast, but those temperatures will stay in the 70s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
The Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute is expanding its cadet program to senior high school students across the country. 10th and 12th graders will learn skills in areas of marine science, animal science, horticulture, and agribusiness. The after-school cadet program is being made possible by a partnership between the Ministries of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Education. Education Officer Patrice Green says they've been working on the program for over a year.
We are serious about the business of food security. We are serious about the business of teaching agriculture as an applied science. And through this program, you will see the technology, the advancement of technology that is needed for food production.
Romeo Josie is one of the first students to graduate from BAMSI in North Andros, and now he has the opportunity to give back to students as the program's coordinator.
It's very important, and I hope from this that they gain that sense of wanting to give back, wanting to get more passionate about the field, because like I mentioned earlier, there was no direct path into this industry in this country. So now there is a direct path where they can be supported with their dreams and aspirations. A lot of them grew up on the boat with their grandparents, a lot of them grew up in the field with their grandparents and love what they're doing, but it's not shown to be something that they can get into and thrive from. So this is the opportunity for that to happen.
Well, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Berthany McDermott. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Make it a great evening, everyone.
Paradise. Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most